What's up, everybody? This is RJ Rogers here, doing a video version of the RJ Rogers podcast show. I need to talk to you guys. Well, today's show, I have a live video. It's going to talk about, I'm out here walking right now. That's really what I'm doing. So, we all heard about what's going on with TikTok. How the House floor, or the House of Representatives, decided to go ahead, anonymous, overwhelming support of trying to ban TikTok. Well, I don't know if that's a smart idea on their behalf, but there's a reason why they're doing it. Let me take my glasses off. Yeah, I don't have my cases. So the reason they're doing this. Oh, damn. Sorry. Yeah. So the reason they're doing this is because, one, you gotta remember something. They don't represent us. None of the politicians do. I don't care what they say. I don't care who or what tries to convince you otherwise. They're corporate overlords. The corporations that they're supporting, that's getting the money, that's funding them, they're the ones that's telling them what to do. They're the ones telling them what to say. So, with that being said, this is the reason why they're banning it. Let's talk about TikTok for a moment. TikTok was created by a company called ByteDance, which is based out of China. It's a Chinese-owned company. Now, the CEO, some of you probably seen the CEO at these hearings, and they just hitting him with these stereotypes, communists and all this other crap. And he even told them, I'm from Singapore, man. I was born and raised there. And once again, I only saw clips of it. It amazes me how stereotype American politicians are. No backbone, no common sense. It's like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of that clip of Walt Disney accusing his animators of being a communist. And literally, he actually had one of his animators kicked out of the U.S. And that documentary is somewhere on the internet, if you can find it. So, TikTok, and another reason why they're going after TikTok so badly, is really because, one, well, there's so much information. There's so much raw information that the United States government just don't want to let out, and it's exposing a lot of America's dirtiness. Well, pretty much airing out the United States government's dirty laundry. And some of these corporations that are in cahoots with that. So they're getting upset at the fact that they can't control that information leak. I kind of look at TikTok as more like the WikiLeaks. And that's exactly what happened. TikTok, to me, became the new WikiLeaks. It's leaking out information that they can no longer control and they can't get their hands on. Now, of course, we all know, I think this could possibly happen. It could get banned in the U.S. But I'm going to tell you exactly what they're not going to be able to do. I'm going to put my glasses back on. So instead of what they're going to do, they're going to try to, yeah, even if they do ban TikTok, there's going to be another social media tech giant. It's going to be another one. It's not going to be like Facebook or Instagram. Instead, it's going to be more of another corporation based out of the either out of Canada, Russia, China, you name it, anywhere. And they're going to keep their servers over there. But you know what's funny? And this is what the twisted part is. So they're telling TikTok, but it has to be passed through the Senate floor and it has to be signed by the president, even though the president got his own TikTok account on there, which is making me say he's a bigger hypocrite. But the funny thing is, he is you know what the funny thing is? Even if you do ban TikTok, another person or another corporation, it could be the same people that used to run TikTok. They just say, okay, we'll just file another trademark, another corporation, and we'll just start a new one. We're not going to call it TikTok no more. The government tries to control all information, but you can't stop unless they pass a bill that involves a ban of outside foreign corporations, which is not good because that's a violation. That's the reason why they're so afraid. There's a reason why they're so afraid to do this. And the reason all these politicians are jumping on board, I said this earlier in this video. These corporations and politicians are all in cahoots with each other. Who's funding them? That's a money trail. Which of these super PAC, which of these corporations are funding these politicians? You have to do your research. You have to dig. When you start looking at what corporation is in cahoots with who, now you know who your enemy is. It doesn't matter about election season. It does not matter. Your vote does not count. The corporate entities that's telling these politicians what to do, they're listening to them. And even when they try to make it, you gotta understand the language of double talk. They say things that flies over your head, you and I, but there's a secret language. There's a secret code. If you look at all their press conferences, all of their press conferences are talking in code. In other words, they're making it feel like it's meant for you to listen, but it's really, they're not aiming the message at you. They could care two craps. They could care two craps about you. I'm being kind of PG. I'm being PG today because I might put this on YouTube. So, to me, do not, even if they do ban TikTok, guess what? There's going to be another entity. And it's going to do the exact same thing that the government's been worried about. Even these corporations. They're going to be worried that they can't control their dirty laundry because there's so much. I mean, you gotta admit, America's got so much dirt. Some of these foreigners got receipts. And America's trying to make itself look like the good guy out of everything. But we all know, every last one of us, America is a dictatorship. I mean, he's getting to the point you can't say nothing no more. You can't go to certain places without certain credentials. You're being told one thing, and then they throw the opposite at you. I mean, They talking about they're against foreigners, but you got the migrant problem. You know, it's funny. They're worried about social media tech company, but they're not worried about bloodshed that might happen in the US. Once again, this is how backwards America really is. But anyway, guys, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. This will be my first RJ Rogers podcast show. I might start doing it more on YouTube. But of course, there's always some policy. It's always something. It's never nothing good. With that being said, this is not going to be edited. Because one, I think people are already fed up. They already know, and people on TikTok already know. They said, because there's so much information, there's so much stuff. If you go on TikTok right now, you'll notice there's more stuff coming out how corporate entities run. Clones, reptilians, the banking industry, stuff that's going on, human trafficking, all this stuff that's going on in the US, TikTok has the receipt. Now they're upset because they're getting upset because TikTok is telling all. And I'm gonna tell you one more thing and then I'll end the video. You know why? Now, of course, what did they say? Well, if TikTok doesn't give the company over the ownership to someone from the US to buy it, in 6 months, we'll ban it completely. Well, even if there's a CEO from America that's going to buy it, what did we learn about Elon Musk? What did he do with X? What did he do with Twitter? Whoever is going to purchase, even if there was someone interested in purchasing TikTok, they're going to control it because it's in American territory. American government now has full custody control over it. There's a reason why I like TikTok. But if it's going to be owned by an American company, that's not good. Because now the government has every access. And you have to look at that CEO and his background to know, okay, who's telling him to do this? What's the real reason? I did hear one so far. Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank was having an open discussion about purchasing TikTok. Here's a problem. He's brotherhood. He is 100% brotherhood. You know damn well he's going to sell your information. They still worry about a company outside the US calling it, well, we don't want Chinese influence. Yeah, but look what's going on in the US. You could talk to anyone that used to work at a call center. Data collecting. Some of these companies now in the US, it's all data collecting. I mean, that's what it is 100% data collecting. They collect everything about your social security number. Corporate America is using your social security number as a way of tracking you. They'll even put policies on you and you wouldn't even know it. It could be companies that you used to work for. Let's say you used to work at McDonald's. Or let's say it's been years. It's been a long time since you worked at McDonald's. But they put policies on your head. Insurance companies, you find out what type of policies, what type of laws have been passed, restrictions. TikTok has exposed some of this. And corporate America hates that. That's why they're going so far into trying to banning it, because there's going to be so much leakage. Especially when the U.S. government's been trying to hold secrets on what's going on in the country. The secrets of giants, I do believe the United States of America is the actual Israel, because there's been too much evidence. And TikTok and several other social media websites holds that secret. The Indian burial grounds they're discovering, pyramids in the United States. It's so much information. And the US government feels like we can't control that, but we want to get our hands on it. So guys, understand something when I say this. It's no surprise that they're going after TikTok, because that's the one social media platform that was bold enough to expose secret societies, true identities, clones, the banking industry, your birth certificate as a social security trust. They don't want you to know that. What I would do, if I was you guys, I would build a network. I wouldn't put too much trust in people, because some folks don't know strategy. To understand your enemy, you have to study them. What makes them tick? The United States government does this on a regular. So, with that being said, I'm not going to go too far into that today. I'm just giving you a reason. There's so much information on TikTok. It's pissing off the government. That's why they want to put a ban. They want to make a law. Of course, it violates, well, of course, the Constitution's out the window. I mean, it's not aiming at us. America's a corporation. You gotta remember that. A lot of us need to stop thinking America's for the people. No, it never was. That's been a running joke that's been long overdue, and it's no longer funny. People know it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this first ever live edition of the RJ Rogers Podcast Show. I might start doing more of these. And no, I'm not going to do the YouTube thing of support by subscribing, liking the video, and all this other stuff. I'm so sick of that. But anyway, if you support, you support. That's all I can say. I can care less. I hope you guys enjoy this podcast episode. First time doing a live video. Well, not a live video, pre-record, sorry. And I will see you guys in the next one.